Let me tell you, Ravel is the best player of my generation.
Imagine being a young boy from Manchester with the world at your feet. A talent so dazzling that even the legendary Sir Alex Ferguson couldn't help but proclaim, "This is the best kid you'll ever see." This was Ravel Morrison, a prodigy whose early days at Manchester United promised a future filled with glory, yet whose career became a tumultuous odyssey of missed opportunities and unexpected detours. Ravel's story began on the rough pitches of his hometown, where he learned to weave magic with a football at Fletcher Moss Rangers. It wasn't long before his extraordinary flair caught the eye of Manchester United scouts. In the hallowed corridors of Old Trafford, amid the echoing footsteps of club legends, Ravel was given a chance to shine. As a teenager, his performances in the FAU Cup were nothing short of mesmerising. Every time he stepped on the pitch, his dribbling, speed and vision set him apart from his peers. Fans and coaches alike believed they were witnessing the birth of a superstar, a player who could light up stadiums and change the face of the game. In those early days, there was an almost palpable sense of destiny around Morrison. Teammates like Rio Ferdinand would later recall how Sir Alex, with unfiltered enthusiasm, once gathered the young hopefuls and said, "This is the best kid you'll ever see." For a while, it seemed as though Ravel's future was written in the stars. He trained alongside emerging talents like Paul Pogba and Jesse Lingard, and every flick of his boot hinted at brilliance that could rival the greats. But talent, no matter how raw and potent, needs to be more than just natural ability. It requires discipline, maturity, and the right environment to flourish. Behind the scenes, while Ravel was winning the hearts on the pitch, there were early signs that his journey might not follow the smooth, predictable path that many had envisioned. As a teenager, his behaviour off the pitch started drawing unwanted attention. Rumours of off-field distractions, legal skirmishes, and a lack of focus began to surface. The very qualities that made him so naturally gifted, his impulsiveness, his free spirit, began to morph into liabilities. Critics began to whisper that perhaps Ravel's extraordinary talent could never be fully harnessed without the hard work and discipline that the world's top players cultivated day in, day out. After a handful of cup appearances for Man United, the inevitable happened. In January 2012, the club that once dreamt of a future built around him decided to let him go, and Ravel was sold to West Ham United. For a young man who had been heralded as the next big thing, this felt like a bitter betrayal. A fall from the lofty heights of Old Trafford into the uncertain world of Premier League survival. At West Ham, the hope was that a change of scenery might help him refocus. For a fleeting moment, there was promise in his renewed performances, glimpses of magic that once made him a phenomenon, like that brilliant solo run against Tottenham that left defenders chasing shadows. Yet, the same internal battles that had haunted him at United continued to cast a long shadow over his time at West Ham. Ravel's career became a series of loan spells. Birmingham City, Queen's Park Rangers, Cardiff City, each move an attempt to recapture the spark of genius that first lit up his youth. Instead of finding a home where he could grow and evolve, he found himself drifting from one club to the next, a nomad in search of stability. Every new contract was accompanied by hopes and promises, but each time the distractions off the pitch proved too powerful to overcome. In 2015, what many saw as a bold yet risky move, Ravel left England, the media, the spotlight, for Italy, signing with Lazio. The Serie A, renowned for its tactical discipline and technical finesse, seemed like a perfect stage for him to finally master his game and craft. For a brief period, once again, it looked as if Italian adventure might have been a salvation. There were moments when his innate ability shone through, reminiscent of the raw, unfiltered brilliance that had once captivated Manchester United's faithful. However, appearances were few and far between, and Ravel's impact remained sporadic. Frustration built on both sides. His coaches demanded more consistency, while the young midfielder struggled to silence his inner demons and external distractions that had defined his career. The saga ended and moved to Mexico with Atlas, and then a stint in Sweden with Östersund, followed by returns to England with Sheffield United and Middlesbrough, and even a venture into the Dutch league with ADO Den Haag. Each move seemed more and more desperate to find a place where he could harness his talent and finally make a good career out of his early years' promise. Yet, instead of cementing his status as an established player in Europe, Ravel's career became a mosaic of short-lived contracts and fleeting moments of brilliance. Ravel was becoming a YouTube highlight player. There were moments which were too rare to rewrite the narrative of a once-in-a-generation prodigy. Many who witnessed his early exploits still ask the same burning question: what went wrong? Former teammates and managers often offered their theories. Rio Ferdinand has expressed regret that a player as naturally gifted as Morrison never received the sustained mentorship and stability that he desperately needed. Sam Allardyce, who once believed he could guide him, lamented that without the discipline to channel his raw talent, even the most extraordinary abilities could falter. Meanwhile, Paul Pogba, who shared the same formative years at United, ascended into international stardom, a shining contrast to the bittersweet journey of Ravel Morrison. After years of wandering through Europe and even a venture to the USA with DC United, where a brief spell of hope ended in rejection, Ravel found himself without a club for over 18 long months. During this period of uncertainty, he trained with the PFA, joining a pre-season camp designed for free agents desperate to prove their worth. It was a humbling experience for somebody who was once ranked as one of the most prodigious talents in all of England, in all of football. But it was a moment of reflection, where he was forced to confront the reality. Even with all the talent he had, it was nothing without the right work ethic. Today, at 31, Ravel Morrison should be at the peak of his career. He's embarking on a new chapter. This chapter, though, is a surprise. And it's a statement signing for Precision FC, a club in the United Arab Emirates 2nd Division, the third tier of the UAE's football pyramid. This isn't just another transfer for Ravel, it's the 14th club on his resume, a career defined by both breathtaking talent and persistent instability. Ravel Morrison should not be playing in the UAE's 3rd Division by 31. No way. But Precision FC seems to be an ambitious side with more money than most small clubs, so he's probably getting paid alright. Precision FC also have brought in former Ireland international Harry Arter, Burnley legend Matt Lowton, and Sam Johnson's brother Max, who is also a goalkeeper. They're managed by Sonny Cobbs, who's also one of the co-founders of Precision FC. They call themselves a high-tech sports coaching complex in Ibn Battuta in Dubai. Regardless of this being a fact or not, he shouldn't be playing at this level at 31. For fans who once saw him as the embodiment of Manchester's ethos of youth, courage, success, Morrison's story is both heartbreaking and should be seen as a cautionary tale towards new academy prospects coming true. Football is not just about natural flair or mesmerizing skills, it's about character, resilience and hard work. Ravel's career may have never reached the heights that people thought he could have, but it should be used as something to make players work. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't work hard, you won't get to use it. This is the rise and fall of Ravel Morrison, a tale of extraordinary talent, a journey marred by distractions and missed chances, and ultimately, a man who still wants to play football. A sport that has taken so much from him, but has also given him so much. His story challenges us to rethink what it means to succeed in football. He's played international football, he's played for Man United, but is that enough for somebody who should have had more?